What's up, everybody? This is Garza, your local realtor right here in South Florida. And today we're going to be talking about the wonderful hidden gem tropical paradise city here in Florida, which is Boynton Beach. So definitely stay tuned because we're getting at it right now. Okay, we are back, and today we are going to be talking about the city of Boynton Beach. Boynton Beach, Florida is an amazing place to live, to play, to work, all of the above. I don't know if many people know about this city. It's not as popular as like Miami or West Palm, Palm Beach, you know, different cities like that. Boynton Beach to me is definitely a hidden gem. So today I want to tell you the pros and the cons, the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly. So let's get into it. The first pro that I'm gonna talk about with Boynton Beach, Florida is this city actually offers multiple beaches and parks. Okay, so within, of course, you know, the beaches are gonna be on the east side of this city and parks are kind of throughout. They're on the west part of it, they're kind of through the middle, and of course, more are kind of located east in this city. So as you can see on this map, Boynton Beach is a pretty large city. It goes from one of the major roads of Hypoluxo all the way just south of Woolbright. So it's a pretty big city, east to west. It's got so much to offer, but it's definitely got some major beaches and parks. One of the parks that's located on the west side of this city is the Arthur Marshall Loxahatchee National Park. This park has so much to offer as far as like trails, walking, for running, hiking trails. It's got so much just natural wildlife that you can view here. So this is definitely a park that you want to check out when visiting or living in Boynton Beach. And some of the other parks that are available here and beaches are the Ocean Ridge Hammock Park, Gulfstream Park, Mangrove Park, and the Ocean Inlet Park. So some of them are a mix of like a park and also the beach. The Ocean Inlet Park and Ocean Front Beach Park are two of my favorites. They have great location, great parking. They just keep these beaches very well kept, and one of them has had some upgrades as far as when you pull up, the parking. They have areas where you can sit because, as you know, Florida, Boynton Beach, no matter what city you're in, this state gets hot. So having covered areas to kind of sit and feel that ocean breeze through your hair. You know, the beach, you don't necessarily have to go onto the sand. A lot of our local beaches here have areas where you can just walk up, hang out. You know, one of the beaches that is near here, which is located in Lake Worth, just north of Boynton Beach, they have restaurants and bars located right on the beach that give you access to pizza, food, ice cream, things like that. And that way, if you want to go to the beach in the evening for just an hour or two, you can kind of enjoy those things and just visit and get that ocean breeze feel through your hair. Maybe you want to go on the sand and feel the sand in your toes. I know that depending where you're living and where you're from, you don't always have access to the beach and things like that. So, you know, I always say I live where people vacation, which is something I'm super grateful for. So Boynton Beach, I love the fact that it offers all of these parks and beaches where you can do this, whether it's for the day or for an hour or two, and just get away, that oasis from the busy and chaotic life and work, and maybe the kids, maybe you want to get away from anyone. You know, there's some of these options where you can do that at. Okay, so far, if you're enjoying what you're hearing about Boynton Beach, and maybe this is a city you're thinking about moving to, visiting, whatever the case might be, you need more information, guys, don't hesitate to reach out. Me and my team, we receive phone calls, emails, text messages every single day. So don't forget to do one of these three or these three. I'm not sure which side my video editor will put them on, but don't hesitate. We absolutely love hearing from you guys. I don't care if you have to send me a smoke signal, pigeon carrier, whatever it takes to get a hold of us. definitely reach out. We help people every single day relocate here, relocate within other cities that are nearby to help find the right home for you. Also, there is a link in the description where you can click on that, set up a Zoom call, and we can chit chat a little bit more about what it is you're looking for. Okay, so let's get into con number one. Con number one is nightlife accessibility. This may be a con for some of you, or maybe not such a con, depending on what kind of lifestyle you're living. But nightlife accessibility in Boynton Beach is not like other major cities. If you are one that loves Miami, you love the nightlife, all that it has to offer, nightclubs, you know, strips of different bars and things like that, Boynton Beach really doesn't offer that. So that could be seen as a con if you're looking to move to this area of South Florida, and that's the kind of lifestyle that you live currently and want to continue, whatever the case might be. Boynton Beach doesn't really offer those things. Now, if a night out for you is like dinner, maybe some drinks, a lounge, cigar lounges, or a night out to watch a movie with or without the kiddos, then Boynton Beach does have those options. They have a theater that's local that you can go to. They do have some areas that will offer live music, you know, even waterfront, things like that. They offer those kinds of things. But the good news is that Boynton Beach also is not a far drive to cities that do offer that kind of thing. So whether it's a date night, maybe you have friends visiting, or you just want to get together with the ladies or the guys for happy hour, Boynton Beach has those kinds of things. But the cities that offer that, like Miami, like Fort Lauderdale, or even West Palm Beach, where they have the Clematis downtown, is not a far drive. Or maybe you just want to get away for the weekend and that's where you kind of live that nightlife style. Those are so close where it could be a great getaway for the weekend, or, you know, a short drive to West Palm Beach to have a night out at the club or at a bar or whatever the case might be, a nice dinner. Those are not a far drive away. But as far as Boynton Beach, they really don't have that kind of lifestyle within the city. Okay, now speaking of lifestyle and what Boynton Beach does have to offer, brings me to pro number two, is lifestyle. Boynton Beach does have a lot to offer, like restaurants, local bars, golf, the national parks that I mentioned, beaches, things like that. Indoor, outdoor, Boynton Beach does offer that. And these restaurants could be some fine dining, you know, waterfront, or they even have a mix of mom and pops. Each one really offers a unique dining experience. Two of my favorites that are local on the water are Two Georges and Banana Boat. These guys really have it down packed when it comes to the waterfront dining experience with live music, and it could be, they're very family friendly, or if you want to have a date night or out with the ladies or guys, they do offer that. And it's just truly a good experience. And if you go there during the day, they even have some local vendors that are there. They have this new like tiki kind of themed boat that will take you out for about an hour, hour and a half. I believe the fee is like $10, $20, something super low. And they take you out. I'm not sure if they offer you any kind of beverages on the boat, but I know that when I was dining at Two Georges, the boat was in and out, and people did have cups, but I don't know if they took it on with them or off. But it's super cool because then they just take a ride out on the intercoastal. And a ride on the intercoastal is so much fun because it's not as, you know, the ocean has waves and things like that that come in, and the intercoastal is super calm, at least it can be. And you get to see, you know, people that live off the intercoastal, different restaurants, people that are kind of just cruising on their boats or jet skis, anything like that. So it's a super great time. So when it comes to Boynton Beach, as far as a nightlife, maybe it doesn't offer that, but the lifestyle there and the options that the city does offer is super cool. And if you're one that golfs, there are golf courses throughout the city that are private and public. So if you're one that enjoys a good game of golf, definitely Boynton Beach has that to offer. And recently the city just did a complete renovation, and it's an area that's a little bit east of in the city, located east, and it's called the Town Square. And there they have developed different restaurants and shops and things like that. It has so much to offer. You really should check this out when in town, and it just is in a great location where it's, you know, family friendly, or if you're looking just for a nice relaxing night out. Okay, so con number 2 for Boynton Beach. And guys, don't forget, click on that link below if you're finding this information useful and you have some questions and you want a little bit more info. That'll set up a Zoom call with you and I to chit chat a little bit more about what it is you're looking for. Even if it's not Boynton Beach, we can talk about other areas. Okay, so con number 2 is safety in schools. So I have to be honest with you. There are some areas within Boynton Beach that are not considered or don't really meet the standard as far as what people are looking for when relocating here to South Florida. And you're definitely going to want to do your due diligence and research online in regards to the local schools throughout this city, because when I'm saying that this is a con, I'm not talking about the entire city of Boynton Beach, but just certain areas where the rankings are just not there or to a specific level that some people are looking for. And also, I want to point out that the city and law enforcement have done some work towards improving in these areas of the city to make it safer and so that people feel, you know, better about living in these areas and things like that. So that's great news. But there are some areas within Boynton Beach that do offer, you know, schools where you could check online that do have higher rankings and where people feel a little safer. Maybe you're a type, and I've gotten calls like this all the time, where some people just feel a little better when they're living in a gated community. And those areas are available throughout the city of Boynton Beach as well, neighborhoods that are gated. But again, you can check online, look at different areas within the city of Boynton Beach to check where those ratings are as far as safety and schools. There is one specific school in Boynton Beach that offers so much. It's got so many different vocations. If your student is looking for a particular specific topic like nursing, engineering, they have different programs within this high school so that when that student graduates, they can graduate with a specific degree, certification in this industry. So that's one school you may want to check out. Super cool. It has a lot to offer. So not all areas of Boynton Beach are considered unsafe, or maybe the school ranking's not as where you would like it to be, but definitely look into that because there are some that are a thumbs up. Okay, so that brings me to pro number 3, and you know what they say, location, location, location. Does every realtor use that in their like description or when they're talking about, you know, neighborhoods and houses and things like that? But I do have to say that about Boynton Beach. That is my pro number 3, is its location. So why do I say location? I say it because Boynton Beach is definitely centrally located to 3 of the major airports that we have here in South Florida. One of them being PBI Palm Beach. That probably is the closest airport to Boynton Beach, maybe a 20-minute drive. You go straight down to 95 and exit right there. I think they even have a specific just exit for that. It's between Belvedere and Okeechobee to the airport, super close. PBI is definitely an airport that is convenient as far as being, you know, in Palm Beach County, maybe even, you know, whether you're south or north in this county, PBI is definitely the most convenient airport to get to. Now, the other 2 airports are Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Those airports are bigger and they do offer more as far as places to travel to. With that being said, it can be a little bit more hectic to get to those airports. They are a little further, but not a very far drive. If you're looking to travel internationally, to specific other countries, things like that, you will have more options and probably find tickets are a little cheaper when traveling from those other airports. I am one that when I travel out of Miami, I'm definitely driving down there, parking my car there at the airport because I hate to hassle family and friends to drop me off, maybe sometimes. But, you know, as far as getting there, because sometimes it can be a little you know, traffic and things like that to get to these airports, but just depending on what time your flight is leaving. With that not being such a far drive, I know in other cities and places, airports can be hours away, but these are definitely located within max an hour and a half away, depending on what time you're driving to get to these airports. So I do have to point that out as my pro with Boynton Beach. Also, with major highways in Boynton Beach, you have two. You have the I-95 and you have the Turnpike, Florida's Turnpike. Some of you guys may know these highways. They are very good. That's how we majorly get from one city to the next. And they both in Boynton, because not every city here in Palm Beach County has an exit on the Florida Turnpike. I-95 has more exits that are conveniently located in a shorter distance. In Florida Turnpike, you have not every, you know, street and things like that have an exit for Florida Turnpike. But Boynton Beach does have access to both of these, which is super convenient. So if you're one that has to travel for work, or maybe and that's daily, or maybe you have to travel a longer distance to Orlando or other major cities within the state, you have access to both of those, which is super convenient. Also, some of our major roads through here, like Military Trail, Congress, Jog Road, they all travel through Boynton Beach as well. So that has to be my pro as far as Boynton Beach, is the location on top of everything else that I've spoken about. Also, the city has so much to offer as far as your everyday uses, right? You think about grocery stores, gas stations, you know, local schools and things like that, everyday locations. Boynton Beach has a lot of that to offer. You know, I've been to places like Port St. Lucie, where those cities are still developing. I've talked a lot about Westlake, where they're developing. Maybe before the grocery store used to be a little bit further away. So in Boynton Beach, you definitely have many Publixes, many Wawa gas stations, Shells, whatever it is that you have to go to. They do offer a lot of those. You know, in the past few years, we've developed Aldi's here, Whole Foods. All of those are also accessible in the city of Boynton Beach. Okay, so let's talk about the last con in this video of Boynton Beach, Florida, which is cost of living and housing. Now, the cost of living in Boynton Beach is higher compared to specific cities located here nationally, though it is still also lower than other cities like New York and California, or states, should I say. In those areas, Boynton Beach is still lower compared to those, but still a little higher than the national average. Boynton Beach has many different options as far as living. The median price range really hovers in the mid 200s to 300s, maybe even to the mid 300s. But that's because it's got so many different options, right? And Boynton Beach is also very popular for the retired population. So there are some 55 plus communities, and those communities, the housing prices tend to be lower than all age communities. It could be single family, it could be condo, not many townhouses. So I feel like that brings the average a little lower, just depending. Now, if you're looking for something that's a little lower in price, you may want to stay away from the coastal areas. As you get closer to the beach and things like that, because we all know most people enjoy that, and that's the reason why they're coming to Florida. So maybe the demand is a little higher there than it is when going a little bit more west. So cost of living, housing prices, things like that have to be a con, because just depending on exactly what you're looking for, this could be a con for you. There are still some areas that are super affordable. And again, the options with living within Boynton Beach vary. They have single family, they have condos, townhouses, 55 plus communities, or all ages, gated, non-gated, HOA, non-HOA. So it does have a variety of what the options are. It just really depends on where the property is located. But that's why you call a real estate agent like myself to help you find those different areas, and neighborhood to neighborhood, and prices to other prices, and homes to other homes, for sure. But just know that it is a little higher than the national average, though still lower than major cities out there. So it definitely, if you're one that's looking to relocate here to South Florida, remember, don't hesitate to reach out. Me and my team absolutely love hearing from you. whether it's a text message, a phone call, an email, whatever it takes to get a hold of us. We absolutely look forward to hearing from you. And those are my pros and cons in regards to the city of Boynton Beach, Florida. And I'll catch you in the next video because I'm out. Bye guys.